What's good, everybody? It's Aaron Muhammad, the brand builder, and just came back from my first time working remote overseas trip to Cali, Colombia. Absolutely amazing. And of course, as promised, when I travel, when I go to these different places, I am definitely going to make sure to connect with at least one entrepreneur, small business owner, content creator that is in the same position as you and me. We're building something, we're creating something, and we're building out our networks. In this very first interview, I had the pleasure of interviewing Dee with Travel with Dee in Cali, Colombia, an awesome young lady. Let me tell you right now, she made this trip absolutely amazing with her knowledge of the area, great connection. The fact that Dee is also, raised in America, it makes it so much easier if it's your first time in Colombia because she just makes you feel right at home. She knows the terrain of Cali like the back of her hand. She's been down there most of her life. But the fact that she's at first, she speaks English as her first language, speaks fluent Spanish, awesome tour, awesome translator. She has two businesses and she does a ton of charity work down there. We're going to get into that in the interview. So, hopefully everything comes out well for you guys. Definitely leave a comment, share, like, and always make sure to hit that notification bell because this was only the first interview. There are many more to come with entrepreneurs, small business owners, and content creators just like you and me.
Because you know what, that energy they sending out to other people too. This not the first time they've done something where they sent people off. Because that's what I've noticed about people. Like if I see the way they act with me, I'm like, yeah, you've done this before. This is how you are as a person. If it's the first time you meet me and you do me like this, you know what I mean. So that shows me what kind of person you are. That's just being compound it's like compound interest. It's just gonna keep piling on, and then when it hits them, it's gonna hit them 3, maybe 10 times harder. So no need to even fret.
Believe it, Aaron.
No need to fret.
It.
No need to fret. Being a business owner, and that's that goes right into something else too. But you being a business owner, it's the people that you notice, that people you have to haggle with, or the people who want to haggle. It's that mentality. It's kind of a cheaper mentality. You know what I mean? It's I'm going to get you down to the bare minimum level. That means you don't find any value in what I'm really bringing. You know what I mean? So how about when it comes to your prices? When it comes to not even your prices, when it comes to people dealing with you and your prices, whatever. Like, how do you negotiate that, or do you keep firm with your prices? Like, what do you do in those kind of situations? Because that's a really interesting situation.
I usually try to stick to my prices.
Good. Okay.
But sometimes the vibes are just that dope that I might give you $20 off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I won't have a problem with trying to accommodate what you need.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm going to have to find a way to make a profit off of it as well.
Of course.
So I could give you a discount. I don't have a problem with that. If you're going to get if you're going to get 2 or 3 tours,
right,
of course I can give you a discount.
It makes sense.
But I always have to make sure that I'm making some type of profit because I don't have a car.
Right.
If you're trying to do all this stuff with cars and stuff, take into account that I am spending money on transportation.
True.
Or paying someone to transport us to like Buenaventura or something like
True.
that. There's always going to be some type of hourly rate that I have to charge, even if I have to lower my price because my rate.
Okay.
But if we're gonna go to Buenaventura for like 8 hours, and the price of the car alone is $150, I'm not gonna charge you over $220 for that solo trip.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's 8 hours. So that's $10 an hour for me anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say
which is actually a very low price.
Yeah, so very affordable.
Shoot, exactly. It's actually affordable. It's the driver that's more expensive.
Makes sense.
We could go on the bus, but it's going to be a different experience on the bus because the bus isn't going to stop at the little watering hole for you to check it out. You know what I mean? The bus isn't going to stop at the little dessert shops that are on the way back from Buenaventura.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of little dessert spots that you can get like rice pudding or cheesecakes.
Cheesecake?
Hello. It's all types of little postres. That's what we call them.
Okay.
A lot of these little like treats are based off of like gelatin. but they mix them in with like condensed milk, evaporated milk.
Interesting.
Milo. I don't know if you ever had Milo or
No,
Milo.
Milo. No, I've never heard.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it. What is it?
Americans don't really drink that. That's
Okay.
more of like a out of the U.S. type of thing.
Okay.
But it's like a powdered chocolate mix, like to make hot chocolate or
okay.
kind of like Nesquik.
I was gonna say
like
yeah, because we have like what was it? Carnation. I think it was Carnation. They had like a powder mix that you would make your hot chocolate, your hot cocoa or something. You would put it with milk or water. But yeah, I've never. Maybe it's the same thing, but just a different name.
It is.
Okay.
But to make like just chocolate milk.
Yeah. Yep. Same thing. Yep.
Like
okay.
Nesquik, with the bunny
heck
rabbit.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Back in the day, it came in a can.
Yeah.
It's powdered chocolate. Okay, but Milo is crunchy. It's like a crunchy powdered chocolate. So it's really good. I've had it since I was a kid. They sell it in the U.S. You literally make like chocolate milkshakes with it. You can put it as a topping for things because it's crunchy. So they make these gelatin, condensed milk, by the powdered chocolate, and it's really good. It's really good. They have several ones, like they have different fruit flavors as well, and it's really good. Postre is really good. You'll have to try it next time you come.
Well, yeah, because next time I come, we're going to definitely do. Wanted to do the actual trip to Buenaventura. Wanted to actually do that. So, if possible, can you hear me?
And hopefully, yeah, I hear you. It's just that.
Okay. When you looked up, I was like, oh shoot, did my volume go out? Whatever.
It was just like really loud thunder. Like the thunder out here is like extremely loud.
Okay.
Really
cool. But yeah, but no, that's definitely
actually the street is pretty quiet right now because man, I'm off of a street that's full of like bars, tons of bars, and restaurants. It's called La 70th in Laureles, and it's really really cool. Like it's really cool.
Got you. So how long are you gonna be in Medellin? Since these guys are gone till Saturday. Okay.
I'm here till Saturday, but I have friends here, and luckily one of my students paid me, but I'm still kind of short, so
yeah,
I'll see who else owes me. Like I think some of my students, it's time for them to pay up. I just gotta double check.
Respect that.
It's time for them to pay up.
No, respect that. So let's get into this because this is actually a good example of your services. Just overall, just give me a basic rundown. Like, okay, first off, from the tourist aspect, because obviously you gave me a tour, had a freaking fantastic tour, and actually you referenced one of the cool things about your tours and what you do and how you do make it a very good experience. We're bringing in that private driver so we can stop and we can see certain things. We can stop and, experience things along the way. But give me just give us all an idea of your tours and what you provide from the tourist perspective. Then we'll go into the language courses and whatnot.
Okay, no problem. So basically, when it comes to the tours, I have several.
Yep.
I'm hoping I can launch the website by the end of April.
Cool.
As well. But as far as when it comes to tours, you took the tour with me. I have about 4 different walking tours. Some are longer than the other ones. Some include lunch, some don't. All of them include pickup and drop off, safe pickup and drop off. Yep. What else? There's also the river tours. I do 2 river tours.
Okay.
One is in the city of Cali, and I'm actually thinking about adding another river on there it's actually near the Christ statue, Yaraconas.
Okay.
Just to go and check it out because Cali is surrounded by 7 bodies of water.
Okay.
Of like rivers and creeks. So the most famous one is Ponce. Like Ponce is an experience. Okay. I actually want to do 2 different tours to Ponce because one, I do like a small hike up and then we get in the water. For the people that like cold, fresh water.
Okay.
We get in the water. We also do bird watching. I usually bring another assistant for the bird watching because Chris knows what he's talking about when it comes to the birds and the species. Because of him, I found out that we have about 20 to 30 species that migrate to Cali.
Oh wow.
To beat the winter blues.
Okay.
And then go back home to the U.S. or Canada. We get birds
Really?
that fly all the way to Cali from Canada, and that's a long.
That's a long trip.
Very much so. I'm pretty sure they stop along the way,
I
maybe
hope.
like Mexico, and then head on down.
Dang.
And then head on down to Cali. And because Colombia has so many different climates,
right?
Cali has the same type of climate all year round.
Okay, makes sense.
Cali's nickname is La Sucursal del Cielo, which means a branch of heaven.
Beautiful,
right?
A branch of heaven.
Yeah, it is beautiful, right?
No, it's a beautiful city.
In Medellin, it has the eternal city of spring. That is its nickname because it's spring weather all year round.
Oh, wow.
It's been raining like crazy, like cats and dogs out here.
Okay.
But it usually just rains all the time. But you have that typical spring weather, low 60s, high 70s. It's never like 90 degrees out here ever. Cali is more known for being 90 degrees. So about the river tours, thinking about adding one more because at the bottom of the river there's a trail, and it's like a mile or a 2 mile long trail.
Okay.
And a lot of people go and work out, and I haven't gone to the trail for a while, so we can go to the first, second, or third entrance, go around the trail. You actually pass by the botanical. It's like a botanical garden that people go and tend to, like the older people, they go and tend to it.
Right.
And actually, botanist students from the public university take classes there as well.
Oh wow!
Because they're learning about botany and different types of like flowers and fauna. At the river, you might run into different little animals, like little tiny. I want to say like not guinea pigs. What are they called? In Watin. It's a Watin. It's like a small version of a capybara. I don't know if you've seen a capybara.
No, I haven't seen a capybara.
Okay, it's like this big furry rodent.
Big ass rat.
But it's big. Like it's like big. There's an area I believe in Brazil where they just live at the park. Like they created this space where they just live there, and no one hunts them.
Oh wow!
And everyone leaves them alone.
Good.
I read that the other day. But yes, down there at that bottom part of the river, you can also see birds. And you see different types of trees as well. The river runs alongside of it. You go around the trail. There's workout equipment as well. I've run into different little like football teams that go in the morning, or well, as you guys say, soccer team. Yeah. Soccer, but I call it football.
Right.
And they go and train around the trail as well. You can get lunch there too, because they give you a nice hot fresh lunch. I usually include the lunch in the service as well.
Okay.
And you just learn about different things and see so many different things at the river. As far as Buenaventura, that tour, it's an all-day tour. We go to Buenaventura. We check out local Afro-Colombian people. You know, they're just there. You see how they live. You get to see the Pacific Ocean. We have lunch there as well at the local park where everyone likes to hang out. We also get to taste test local artisanal drinks. These drinks, I don't know if I told you about the drinks.
No.
I don't think I did.
No.
So these drinks are supposed to basically, let's just call them liquid Viagra.
Oh shit! Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that you're gonna be up like that, but you will have an energy.
Okay.
And you will feel like this heat coming over your body. You'll be like, I'm hot. Like, what is this? I got like this energy now. Like, I'm ready to like have fun. It just puts you in a really good mood. You just have to be careful because if you consume too much, you're just gonna lose your mind.
Okay.
But a lot of these drinks have really funny names. Like one of them is called Arranca Gallo. I'm afraid to translate this one.
That's an experience I can only imagine.
That's the name of the drink. Right. A lot of these drinks, some of them are sweet, and some of them taste kind of like rum or gasoline. Because at the end of the day, it's not actual gasoline.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it is an artisanal drink. It's a homemade drink. It's like moonshine.
That's what I was gonna say. Is a fermented, like, is it almost like a fermented homemade alcohol kind of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah, straight up. Okay.
It's derived from sugarcane.
Derived
from sugarcane. I actually found an article on it, and I'm gonna send it to you.
Please share it. No, that'd be lovely.
Get some information on it. Most of these drinks are based with vice. Vice is the main liquor or moonshine that goes in all of these drinks. There's two versions of vice. A clear one I don't recommend because that's the one that's going to have you like.
That's the one.
Wilding.
That's the one that gets you.
Remember.
Talk about lit,
yeah,
right?
You won't
natural
remember
lit.
What you did the day before.
Oh no.
Curao is the one I like because it has like different herbs and stuff. A lot of these drinks, as far as women, they help to like clean out your womb. You know,
really?
A woman who's trying to get pregnant, they recommend that you take 2 or 3 shots a day. Not to be drunk.
No,
because as Afro-Colombian women, we have a lot of traditions that have been passed down from generation to generation. So one of the things about infertility is you need to keep your womb warm. Your womb is cold. So these drinks, like I said, they raise your body temperature.
Right, which makes sense.
They have things that raise your body temperature, like maybe ginger or a certain type of pepper corn that can only be found on the Pacific coast called pipilongo.
Pipilongo.
Yeah, it sounds funny. Pipilongo. So it is long and thin.
Okay.
And it's spicy. And they put it in these drinks. So when you take the shot, you're going to be like, why is this spicy?
Right.
It's the
and that's where that warmth really is coming from too, right?
And that's where the warmth comes from, as well as cinnamon sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Spice, and maybe ginger. Cloves. All of that causes heat in your body. So if you take 3 shots of this a day, you're either going to be really horny and ready to make a baby, or you're just going to have a lot of energy to like have fun, clean your house up, do some house chores. You're just going to be lit. Let's just say you're going to be lit.
It sounds like an interesting Red Bull and vodka meets meets moonshine a little bit. You know what I mean? It's amazing. It sounds like a combination of things.
It's really crazy, but a lot of these have like a lot of medicinal herbs.
Right.
Women have cramps. Take 2 shots of that. Swear to God, it'll be gone.
Okay.
I usually try to keep a little bottle of something at home when that time of the month comes.
Okay.
I take 2 shots of that. It will change. It will literally change your mood because it is alcohol.
That's what I was going to say. It will lighten the mood, but then also, once again, going back to, like you said, the medicinal purposes, and that's the natural aspect of everything, not all this man-made synthetic stuff, is that their stuff is in the earth for a reason. You know what I'm saying? For us to use it for different reasons. So I can imagine that's obviously why alcohol, I mean, it's the same stuff you take in cough syrup. When you're feeling sick, they give you alcohol and sugar because it makes you feel better, lightheaded. You don't feel the pain. You don't feel the fever as much. So no, it makes perfect sense.
All I need is 2 shots of Vice Curao and my nose will be running and getting rid of all that stuff I have because it literally gives you a lot of heat. I brought a little half bottle from Medellin, from Cali to Medellin.
Okay.
And I was going to drink it with my friends at the hookah bar.
Okay.
Well, my driver was pissed off at his girlfriend. He's like, why are women all the same? And I was like, why are all people the same, you mean? Because a lot of people act crazy too. It's not just women.
That's true.
Men act crazy too.
Men and women act crazy equally.
He was like, you know what, you're right. Man, I just want to like talk up real quick, blah, blah, blah. I was like, look,
I got this.
my cannabis is inside of my bag. I can't take it out. But then I remember, I was like, oh, but I have ceviche. Maybe you want to try it. He's like, what's this? Man, I said, take a shot.
He was good.
He literally guzzled one shot and then was
shoot.
like,
no
what is this? Oh my God. 3 guzzles later, he was like,
oh no.
I'm not even thinking about it.
I know he wasn't thinking about nobody.
I was like, he was like, take a picture of it. I'm gonna post it on my WhatsApp story. So of course, my nails are showing. Homegirl called him. And who are you with? What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm with one of my favorite clients. She just came from Cali. Don't worry, I'm about to drop her off. Blah 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 blah. So she was just really weirded out, just jealous. Colombian women are jealous.
I'm noticing that very quickly. Like, yeah.
Yeah, what's mine is mine, and is mine, and is mine.
Mine alone. Exactly.
Especially Afro-Colombian women. Okay. What's mine is mine, and is mine is mine is mine. Okay. Just to put it out there, Colombian people don't know how to date. We don't know what a dating scene is. We don't know like how to keep it.
I've heard this.
Playa as in dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. It's either we went out, we smashed, all of a sudden there's something going on here. Some type of situationship. But nothing is really ever really clear.
Right.
Until someone suddenly decides, okay, you know what? Let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's really like establish this. Most of the time, it won't even come to an established agreement. People either move on or felices los cuatro, as we say, or happy people. Because you're going to keep dealing with this situationship.
Right.
And then eventually someone else is going to come along the way. And you're not going to want to let that person go either. So, felices los cuatro.
Wow.
Yeah. And then if a foreigner comes and is like, I'm dating this girl and this girl too to weigh my options, Colombian women are not going to understand that.
Right.
They're going to be like, what are you doing? It's like you're cheating on me.
Yeah, different culture. No, totally different culture.
What are you doing? I thought you were only talking to me. Like, how are you talking to this other girl?
Right.
So you're smashing her too? And this other girl too? And you're taking her out to eat too?
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
No,
they don't really understand that because as women here, we are the majority. And so there aren't really a lot of options for us.
Okay.
So I feel like that's where the possessiveness comes from as well. Also, it's like, I'm being treated well. He's a good guy. Hopefully he can just stick to me.
Right.
But some men are just trash.
Hey.
I'm clarifying that I said
some men. No, I can't.
Some men are just trash, and
I can't argue.
They might not tell you the truth.
There's trash all over the place, man. I cannot argue that.
Correct.
But like you said, some
women are
that's
trash.
what I was gonna say. So some, no, you're right.
Some men and women are trash.
Like, there's a good, bad to everything. So,
right, because women can do it too. Like, oh, I got options, so you know, and some men might get jealous, and that's when all the crazy stuff starts to happen.
True. Go down a whole nother path.
But as far as like Buenaventura, like I was saying, that trip is usually an 8-hour trip.
Okay.
You get picked up. It's about a good 3-hour drive, at most 2 hours and a half, at the least, maybe 2 hours and a half. As soon as you start getting close to Buenaventura, you start seeing our brothers and sisters. You're like, oh, that could be my auntie. That could be my cousin. That could be my mother, you know? As soon as you get in there, you feel like that mugginess.
Right.
Because Buenaventura sits on the Pacific coast.
Okay.
It's surrounded by jungle and mountains when you leave. What else? The biggest shipyard in Colombia is in Buenaventura.
Oh, really?
That shipyard brings in at least 60 to 65% of all of Colombia's imported goods. But at the same time, I don't recommend people to go explore Buenaventura on their own.
Okay.
Please at least know someone,
right,
or you can hire me.
right.
Because Buenaventura isn't the safest place to go to, even though we can blend in.
Okay.
It's not a city or a district because it's a special district. That's what they call it.
Oh.
The district of Buenaventura.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not really I would say it's not really like tourist friendly in that regard, to where you could just be walking around on your own pretty much anywhere. It's more a place where you need some guidance, right?
Exactly, because you're not just going to go walking into a neighborhood in Buenaventura.
Okay.
When you get to Buenaventura, you go to the park. That's where the tourists go. You go to the park. The park sits right in front of the Pacific Ocean. You stay near those areas. Just if you want to be on a budget and don't want to hire me, at least call me for a consultation so I can guide you, tell you what hotel you can stay at, what areas to stay near, and that's it. Because honestly, Buenaventura isn't even that big to go out and explore like that.
Okay.
There are reservations near Buenaventura that you can visit, nature reserves that you can visit.
Really?
And you can go hiking, check out different waterfalls. Yes, I actually did a 15 group tour. It was 15 people in the group. They hired me for the translating. We didn't get to hike to the waterfalls because it was raining a lot. These were older people. They weren't really expecting it to be like that, but because this area is surrounded by jungle, it actually has a tendency for it to rain a lot. And Buenaventura, just in the area that it sits in, it's bound to get rainfall on a daily basis, actually. And it's actually been in the top 5 of having the most rainfall in the year.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. It was actually number 1 once.
Wait, in the world or in Colombia?
In the world.
Shit.
In the world. For most rainfall. You get a lot of rain. But also there are great sunny days, awesome sunsets that I would not change for anything in this world, because it does sit on the Pacific, so it is the West Coast.
Ooh, so yeah, something to see.
I'm biased, but I feel like the way we cook on the Pacific Coast is way better than any city on the Atlantic Coast. And that means Cartagena, Santa Marta, and Barranquilla. I just feel like the influences that we have, which are Spanish influences, our African influences, and our indigenous influences from the area combine so well. You had our food. Did you?
Very good.
Very much.
The fish was fire. Exactly. That fish was fire.
Right? Exactly. You can get fried fish anywhere.
Every time I show that fish off.
Our fish, it's so good. It was so good.
And I tell people,
we actually went to that restaurant again the other day.
Oh, you did?
With some tourists.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I went the other day.
That fish, every time I show people the picture of that fish, and I was like, the thing about it is like, you can't tell by the picture, unfortunately, and it's hard to tell. Like, you can't tell actually how juicy the meat was. Because that's how sometimes with fish, you know, some people can dry out fish meat really badly, unfortunately, like if they blackened it or they have a Cajun style. I'm like, no, it was fresh. All it needed was that lime, and that was perfect on it. I'm like, so imagine if it had the sauces on it, but the lime alone just set it off. And I'm like, it was so freaking filling, but it was so good and juicy. So
and it's simple.
And it's simple. Yeah, well, I don't want to say it's simple probably for them to make. I'll probably jack it up. But if you got some veteran hands,
I can give you the recipe. It's easy, man.
That was
really,
amazing. Really, so I would love to have some more of that type of food. That was amazing.
One of the best ways that I like to fry up my fish, you clean out your fish, leave it with lots of lime, some salt, and I like to mince up garlic. So wherever you put the cuts on the fish, you stuff it with garlic. Oh my God, it comes out so good.
Yeah, it kind of marinates more into the meat. I see what you're saying there.
Yes. You can rub some garlic on the outside of the fish as well, but I like to mince it up. Fresh garlic, not that already packaged mint.
No. Fresh garlic. Yeah.
Mince it up. with a little bit of salt, not because you don't want your fish to be too salty.
Right.
So because you already salted your fish
Exactly.
with the lime. So just add a tiny bit of salt so that you're, because when you try to mince up garlic, you actually need a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
So, and then once you mince it up, put a little bit in the pockets of the fish, in the pockets. Wherever you slice your fish, your whole fish, the little cuts you like to put in it on the sides. That's what I like to stuff with the garlic, and I like to rub it in on the inside as well. And it comes out so good, so good.
That's
highly recommend.
Like fire. No, it's for real. Like I'm gonna try that. I wasn't planning on having fish because we're going into Ramadan coming up, so I was trying to plan out my dinners, and I was looking at fish later on as the month goes on. That would be perfect for some salmon and some whitefish. That would be perfect.
Some fried snapper. I would highly recommend that for some fried snapper.
Okay.
Because salmon, it's not like the whole salmon you're frying up.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the whole thing.
That I would recommend, but also with a slice of salmon, you could do it as well. Just salt, lime. You can add your pepper as well, because I like adding pepper to my things.
I like that.
Here, I stopped using a lot of the things that we use as Black people in the U.S. We like our seasoned salt.
Ooh, yeah, boy. Love some seasoned salt, boy.
Oh, yes. And our chicken bouillon, our black pepper. And honestly, Colombians, and this is why a lot of tourists complain that we under-season our food.
I know where you're getting at, because I've heard this from other people. And when I experienced that, I'm like, I know what they mean, because just to jump in real quick, I heard that before I got there. And I was like, see, the way we were raised, we didn't put a lot of salt and stuff in our foods. So even sometimes, like, people would taste our food and they'd be like, it's not really. I'm like, yeah, but we don't use a lot of salt. We use more flavorful things like the garlic, like the onion, something to really bring, or lemon, bring it out, herbs, bring it out, oregano, So it's like, when I got there, I was like, now I'm going to see what people are talking about. I'm like, no, it has flavor. It's just not all those heavy, not that heavy salt, the seasoned salt, the bouillon. It's not a lot of that extra stuff that runs up your blood pressure.
Correct. Like, and I'm not knocking anyone who uses all their stuff, because there was a time when I used it all, and every now and then I might take half a thing of bouillon and use it to flavor up something.
Exactly.
But I tend not to use it too much because I heard it causes cancer. So
okay. Good point.
was like, no gracias.
No.
But yeah, the Colombian kitchen is, as far as the Afro-Colombian kitchen on the Pacific coast, you're going to get the flavor. Like that fried fish that you had.
Yeah.
You're going to get that nice coconut rice.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember what I had that day. Did I have like shrimp that day?
I think you did have shrimp. You had something small. I know for sure it was something small. Wasn't it a soup, actually? Was it a sopa? Oh, no, you had the sopa came with your dish, though. Yeah.
I think I had like the shark, the shrimp, and the crab or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't
like a whole little medley.
Yeah, it was something. I remember it was a lot smaller than my fish.
I didn't want that big old fish. Yeah. You tore that fish up, and I think it wasn't even snapper. I think you had the lisa.
Okay.
Which is like a cousin of the snapper.
Yeah, I don't think I did have the snapper, because we were talking about the snapper before, and you mentioned what your brother had. And
he had the lisa.
Right, and that's what. Because you remember you said I had the same thing he had, just with a different sauce. I didn't have the sauce. He had the sauce on his.
Right.
Yes, that's what it was.
He had the shrimp sauce on top of his.
Yes, that's what was the difference.
But it was so amazing. And Buenaventura, like I said, sits on the Pacific coast. They organize the park very well.
Okay.
When it comes to like actual walking tours or something like that, you don't really do it like that. I mean, I could, in a sense. But the other form of tourism in Buenaventura for locals and Colombians in general from all over the country, we go to Buenaventura to catch these little boats to go to the surrounding beaches that are outside of Buenaventura. And now, this isn't Cartagena.
Okay.
These are really like humble places.
Right.
You might see some rundown cabins and some rundown homes, and everything is like really raw.
Right.
Like untouched jungle, untouched rock formations, like high cliffs, beach at the bottom, lots of nature, very beautiful. I love it because it's just different from what you go and see in Cartagena or on the coast, on the Atlantic and Caribbean coast. It's just totally different. It's a different experience.
Interesting. Okay.
And I wouldn't mind taking someone for a beach day in Buenaventura. I'm actually thinking about adding that as one of my tours.
That sounds fire.
You know, you would have to leave like at 5 in the morning, just so we can get to Buenaventura around 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And that way we hop on the first boat. You're there all day, eat fish, or eat something really delicious on the beach, catch some crazy waves because the waves on the Pacific coast are perfect for surfing.
Okay.
One of my friends is actually a surfing teacher out there.
Oh shoot! Cool.
And then you would just come back home. Like you would be dead on that trip back home too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, yeah, because you're doing a lot. You've seen a lot.
Being at the beach all day.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Correct.
That's love though. But I'd rather go to places like that are kind of like not necessarily completely untouched. It's not really touristified, as you say. You know what I mean?
And honestly, a lot of the tourists that go there are actually like the European tourists.
Okay.
Because they like to budget a lot.
Yeah, backpack kind of stuff. Yeah.
Practical on their trips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like a hostel out there and everything.
Oh, for real?
As far as my friends and I, like we might rent out a cabin.
Okay.
With like 2 or 3 rooms, and then we have a bathroom, we have a shower. We could cook there if we want, so we might buy like the local fish or shrimp, and then I end up cooking because I'm the one that. I love cooking though.
Right.
And we're in Buenaventura. This is where I'm from, so of course I'm gonna throw down the way we throw down. I know how to prepare these fried fishes and these stewed shrimp with coconut milk and the coconut rice and all of that. I know how to do all that.
Dude, that'd be fire. Eat some local food. Really, you know what I'm saying? That's the way I would want to do it. That's the real way to experience it,
Right. So then we usually have lunch in Buenaventura, and then there's this hotel that has a restaurant on the 14th floor.
Okay.
And I always take people up there to like have a drink, maybe like a margarita, mojito, you want a shot of rum or something like that. We go up there just so you can check out the view of the Pacific coast and how gorgeous it looks before we leave back to Cali. And then in the back you can see like the shipyard as well from that 14th floor. There's actually like a new hotel called the Cosmos, and they have like an infinity pool up there. I don't know if they have a restaurant there though. That's what I'm trying to see.
Gotcha.
Next time that I go.
Gotcha.
And then we come back home, and on the way home, there's a bunch of little like rest stops for the truck drivers, right?
Okay, good. That makes sense.
Because, like I said, the majority of Colombia's
ports. I mean, the biggest port, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The majority of Colombia's imports and exports come from Buenaventura. So, believe it or not, there's tons of mulas, aka trucks and truck drivers that go to and from Buenaventura from major cities. I mean, Medellin, Bogota. Like they're literally bringing stuff all the way from the Pacific coast and driving it into major cities in Colombia.
Damn.
And I'm guessing it's more so Medellin, Bogota, and Cali, and maybe Popayan, like going down south.
Okay.
I don't know if maybe they're taking things all the way to the other side of Colombia. It's a possibility.
Yeah, that would be far though.
I think so.
It is, like you said, it is a possibility. I mean, it's the way it works here. Sometimes we have trucks that come all the way from California, bring it all the way to Midwest, even down to the far southeast in some cases, depending upon some things that can only come through certain ports, So
Correct.
They definitely need a truck stop.
Because I know there's another port in like Barranquilla.
Okay.
I believe. But I feel like that's more for like fracking and oil and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because Barranquilla is known for that. They have petroleum money as well as Bucaramanga. Like people out there are rich because of oil.
Gotcha.
So like where all the oil comes from and stuff in Bucaramanga. And on the way back from Buenaventura, like I said, there's a bunch of rest stops. But at these rest stops, They have natural rivers and branches from rivers that flow through these rest stops. They're called bañaderos.
Okay.
So a lot of the locals on Saturdays and Sundays, they go out, they go and have lunch there. They spend the day there with their families, jumping in and out of the water and stuff, having their beers, having their fried fish, and then they just go back home to Buenaventura. Some people from Cali drive all the way out there as well, like on a Sunday, just to chill and come back down.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, cool. And also we have a bunch of little like snack stops as well. If you're into like desserts and stuff like that, we might stop for a dessert. I have to stop. I usually have to stop and get a merengon, which is my favorite. Next time I go,
what's it called?
Definitely getting merengon.
Merengon. Okay, merengon.
Merengon is meringue, basically. It's meringue. Okay. You know, like the hard sugar.
Yeah.
What you put on top of your lemon meringue.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So what you do is they take these two pieces of meringue, bottom and top. It's usually flat. It doesn't have like the little Hershey's Kisses.
Right, of course. Yeah, the little tip at the end. Right.
Right, it's just flat like a cookie. Okay. Like round and flat like a cookie. Kind of thick. But in between that, you put a filling of whipped cream, either mango and strawberry or soursop and strawberry, which is the main ingredients. Or my favorite is usually peaches and strawberries.
Oh, shoot.
And I might add in some soursop. I don't know if you've had soursop yet.
I did not have soursop. No, I did not have that.
Oh, you got to come back.
Well, that's the guarantee. There's no question about that. There's no question about that coming back.
You got to come back to try the cholado, the shaved ice.
Yes, because I didn't try that, and I did want to try it before I left. And it was hot as hell the day I left, too, and I was like, that would have been the perfect day for it. I was thinking about it when we were taking that drive around. Actually, we passed by a guy when I was looking for the print to get that document printed out. I think we passed by a guy that was actually selling that. And it's like, it was
sometimes they have some guys like selling raspado. And raspado is just the shaved ice with lots of lime.
Okay.
And they might put like a syrup on top of it. Like the yellow syrup, I believe, is passion fruit. And the red one is like a cola. Like a red cola flavor. So I don't do the red one. I do the orange.
That sounds
Or they might have lemon. Like a green color, which is like the lemon or lime, and that one's great too. And that trip to Buenaventura is just awesome.
That sounds awesome.
My preference is not the bus.
Okay.
But if you're on a budget, and you don't feel like doing all the little extra stops, then I would accommodate the price so that we leave on the bus. And do that and come back. It would be a 8-hour trip regardless,
right?
Because of it's at least 3 hours to go and 3 hours to come back to Cali when you're on the bus. And when you're in a car, it varies depending if you stop at different places as well.
Right.
But you get the chance to do that, and take pictures
and stop wherever you want to stop.
Exactly. And explore. Exactly. Yeah, and if you have to go to the bathroom, then we're going to make the stop because when you're on the bus,
they don't care.
It does stop once for you to go to the bathroom. Just one time. So don't drink anything on the way back.
Oh, shoot.
You're on the way there.
And see, depending upon the weather, you might want to have a drink or something, depending upon how you feeling. You know what I mean? It's a long trip. So, yeah, I would know. I would definitely take the car. That's
right.
And that's kind of one of the things, don't get me wrong, like you said, traveling on a budget. Some people do it just to do it. Some people do it because they have to. That's the only way they can travel. But my thing is always, if I'm on travel, I'm kind of saving up or budgeting for the adventure, for the experiences. So for that, I would definitely save up, or I would definitely budget to where have the car stop wherever I want to stop, because you never know, you might see something really cool. And you're like,
stop, go back.
Right, the bus like no. So, which I can completely understand because you got all those other people to worry about.
Replay this. This isn't a replay.
Right, and then you got they're accommodating all those other people. That's the luxury of the car piece.
Right.
So
I'm also doing the services of taking people to a game,
right?
Like to go and experience a football game. There's also trying to curate another experience of going up to Kilómetro 18.
Okay.
Kilometer 18 is like 20 minutes away from Cali on the way to Buenaventura.
Okay.
But it's one of the areas where it gets foggiest. It gets like the foggiest and kind of cold. So you have to wear like a good jacket up there.
Okay.
So the experience is of you trying out the hot chocolate with cheese that we love to drink.
Definitely have had that here. I've had it from different cultures. It's really cool to have it from different cultures. I haven't had it in Colombia. I've had Mexican, have Puerto Rican. Would love to check it out from a Colombian perspective.
Awesome. It's delicious. Okay. Or agua panela con queso. Okay. Agua panela is raw brown sugar. It's before it goes through the process of being granulated. Okay. It's in a block. They call it panela. In other Latin American countries, they call it pilon. Okay. Or they might call it raspado as well, or something. I don't remember what Puerto Ricans call it because I saw it, or Panamanians, because I saw it in a recipe that a Panamanian guy used it. So basically, you can break these blocks up of brown sugar into pieces, and you can make your lemonade. Well, your regular lemonade, all you do is let that brown sugar melt, and all you do is add tons of lime juice and ice, and it's ready to go. Well, you melt it with a little bit of water, and it turns into like a syrup. And then you add your water, just your regular water when you're going to make your lemonade, and then you add as much lime juice as you want. And that's it, because it's a natural sweetener. It's brown sugar. All you have to do is melt it down from the block. Also, if you're sick, we drink it hot.
That makes sense.
So when you're not sick, you drink it hot with cheese when you're not sick. But when you're sick, you tend to add in some cinnamon sticks, cloves, some ginger slices. And then once you have it in the cup, you squeeze some lime in it and drink your hot brown sugar tea. It helps to
that'll open you up big
take
time.
The congestion out. When you're sick and stuff like that. Definitely. It's great to take before you take your meds.
That makes perfect sense.
And when you're in the house for the rest of the night, like out here in Medellin, it's been kind of cool. Okay. So like hot chocolate would be perfect here. Right. Or hot agua panela with cheese. In Cali as well, we have different tours, the walking tours. You took one. Yep. I have about 4 walking tours, but I am trying to curate more like outings to like football games. Okay. Also, I'm going to see if I host a group event for the Black Music Festival that we have in August. Okay. Maybe maximum 6 people. I don't know if I could deal with 10 people. That's a lot.
That's a lot of people, especially if you're going out kicking and listening to music, and you know how that go, that party, and they go 10 people. Correct. I would say 6 to 7 at the most. Yeah, that would be nice. Easy to control.
At the most, right. At the smallest, maybe 2 people. Right. At the most, 6. I think I can deal with 6.
That's good.
Because I have to think about transportation and things like that.
That's true.
And the Black Music Fest is hosted in Cali. It's one of the biggest. It's the biggest Afro Latin festival in South America.
Oh, really?
It brings together many Afro Latinos in regards of Afro Ecuadorians, Afro Peruvians, Afro Colombians, because Afro Peruvians and Afro Ecuadorians and Colombians have a similarity on their Pacific coast when it comes to music and culture and maybe even food. And poetry and writing and enslavement. Okay. A lot of that was passed down or shared between these 3 countries. Interesting. So, a lot of our music, when it comes to Afro-Pacific music, it really sounds the same. A lot of the wooden xylophone sounds, you can hear it throughout Afro-Latin music when it deals with Afro-South American Latinos. And when I mean by that, the concentration is mostly between Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru.
Interesting. So
yes,
the one in
most
Cali,
definitely.
this is the largest in the entire continent. The largest Afro music.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, and it brings together. It's actually it's a festival. It's a 5-day festival.
Okay.
It's free. You don't have to pay to get in. All
Well,
you pay for is your artisanal drinks,
right,
like
right, of course,
Biche
which makes
Cuya, I
sense.
was
Yeah.
telling you about, or Arranca Gallo.
Mhm.
There's other ones called like Siete Polvos, which means like, I'm getting graphic, but it's like 7 nuts.
Oh,
Yes. 7 nuts. There's another one called arrechon, right? Arrecho means horny. So arrechon is like the noun of being horny, I guess. But this
to
one
be horny.
actually tastes like Bailey's.
Okay.
It tastes like the Bailey's Irish
That's
liquor.
dangerous. If it tastes that like that, that's dangerous.
Correct. So it's great to drink with women. Okay.
Very dangerous. Yes. Very dangerous.
Right? Because it's sweet, so they prefer to have that sweet cinnamony, star anise flavor.
Ooh,
but what they don't know is that they actually crush up turtle testicles for this. That's why it's called arrechon. I think this is the only one that has
actual balls
things in it. Yes. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, you should have told me it had it in it." I'm like, "You're still drinking it. It doesn't even matter. So you might as well just drink.
You might as well just finish it at this point, right? If you started, that's all.
Right. Correct.
Damn,
so, and then you also get your typical Afro-Colombian from the Pacific Coast eats.
Okay.
Like what I ate that day with you, which was like the stewed coconut shark meat, stewed coconut shrimp, and stewed coconut crab meat.
Okay.
What else? You'll get your fried fish. You might find some stewed lobster and coconut sauce as well.
Oh, shit.
What else? What else? There's just the empanadas. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
you get shrimp
I love
empanadas on the low. On the low.
I've never had a shrimp empanada. That sounds amazing.
Oh God, you got to come and have them. They're delicious.
That sounds amazing. A shrimp empanada.
Or you might get the shrimp potato ball. Right, that's one of my favorites.
Now I've had the ground beef potato ball. I've never had the shrimp potato ball. That sounds even better. I love freaking fried potato balls. My God, oh my God.
And the ground beef one ain't even is nothing compared to the shredded chicken or shredded beef one.
Shoot, damn, sounds juicy as
really,
hell.
Really great.
Sound good as hell too.
This event gathers many different artists from around Colombia, mostly Afro-Colombian artists.
Okay.
And mostly from the Pacific Coast, because it's also a competition, believe it or not.
Oh.
It's a competition to see who has the best marimba player, which is the best player of the wooden xylophone. What's so special about this wooden xylophone?
Right.
You can only gather the wood from the Pacific Coast to create these wooden xylophones, to create these special sounds. So one category is the wooden xylophone category, to see who plays it the best.
Right.
The freestyle category, which means they mix in maybe some salsa, or some salsa choque, or reggaeton, or something that the bass is going to be Pacific sounds, but it's going to be freestyled into other, or it's going to be fusioned into other sounds as well. Then you have violines caucanos, which are the violins from Cauca, which is the state next to Cali. Cali is the capital of Valle del Cauca. That's the name of our state, which translates to Cauca Valley, because we sit in a valley between two mountain ranges. And then Cauca State is the state right under us. It's going south. And there's tons of black people over there as well, and little black towns and villages like Puerto Tejada, or what's the name of this other one? Villarrica, Guachene. There's artists singing artists and players, like football players that come from these little towns and make it into the Colombian big leagues, and possibly even go and play into major leagues like in Spain or Europe or Italy.
Oh wow.
Maybe even the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, that's they get pulled to go play it in different places. So it's a 5-day event. It's free. You'll see all those artisanal drinks. You'll get to hear these sounds for free. Mm-hmm. Many different bands come out from 6 p.m. all the way to midnight. That's 6 hours of fun.
Okay? That's 6 hours of party.
Yes. And
exactly.
Party. And everyone is your friend. Everyone gives you different drinks. You end up mixing up all of these drinks. So by the time you're out of there,
that could be dangerous too. That could be very dangerous.
Okay?
You definitely need to set up a tour for this. You definitely need to set up a tour for this.
Yes. And then after that, you go to the club. And then after that, you have to experience the after party in the local neighborhood. One of, it's always at Nidia's house, which is one of the biggest Afro-Colombian singers from the Pacific Coast. Okay. I'll send you some of her music.
Oh, sure.
She actually just opened a restaurant in Cali, so I cannot wait to go and try it.
Oh, really?
And she also sells, she also has her own brand of liquor, of the artisanal liquor as well. So, yeah, she got in that game. Out there.
That's what's up.
She has an amazing album with a guy named Quantic.
Okay. Haven't heard of him.
Yeah, he has like weird beats, but the music is absolutely amazing. I'll send it to you as well. But the Black Music Festival is a total awesome experience. So I'm going to see if I can curate a 1-day event with Dee. Let's go experience the Black Music Festival. Guaranteed to get in the house at 6 a.m. Okay.
I mean that's the best catch line of them all. I mean, you're gonna get the partiers going, but that is gonna be an experience. I mean, what the tour will be perfect with, not the tour, the experience with you will be perfect because then they can get that local feel. And they get a little guide around, but just in general, I can imagine the energy will be amazing there.
Yeah. You definitely try to get there around 8 p.m. That way you can last the whole night.
I was going to say, you don't want to be there from the start. I don't know if you're going to make it to the finish. If you go start at 6 a.m., it's up to 6 p.m., you ain't going to make it to midnight. You ain't going to make it to 6 a.m. Hell no. Let alone midnight.
I'm usually not there for the whole event. I'm usually there like between 8 to 10.
Right.
And then from there, I would take the group somewhere else, probably to the Boulevard.
Okay.
Which is near downtown.
Okay.
Did we go to the Boulevard? I don't remember.
No, we did not go near the Boulevard. Not that wait, but yes, we did.
Churches.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, I just thought about that. Yeah, we did because we looked at the.
Museum.
Yeah.
I forgot we went to the Gold Museum.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yes, that was a hell of an experience. Lord have mercy.
Awesome.
I looked at those videos and those pictures, man. That's nuts. That's just to see that history.
On Friday night, the Boulevard it jumps.
Okay.
So, and they actually have a street now called La Calle de la Salsa, which is absolutely crazy. Okay. They shut down this one street. Everyone has their instruments. So I usually take people over there.
Okay.
For a little bit, you can have some drinks, have some snacks as well.
Yeah.
And then we go to the after party, which is in the hood at Nidia's house on her block. Like it's literally just one piece of sidewalk that everybody's on, and then you're inside this girl's house, and then you get like really cheap shrimp empanadas outside. And you're there because the energy makes you want to be there. And the whole time you're like, Next, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, what are we still doing here?
Exactly.
And a lot of the songs that are being sung are alabados, which means they're praising Jesus, Black baby Jesus. Okay?
Respect.
It's Black baby Jesus.
Respect.
When we did these in December, because the Black Music Festival is usually in August,
right?
They did it in December.
Okay.
So they were singing Christmas carols to Black baby Jesus,
right?
Because Santa Claus doesn't bring Colombians gifts. It's Jesus. Jesus brings our gifts. for Christmas.
When in doubt, if you want a what do you call it, a mascot for a holiday, ask Americans and Europeans. We got you. We got Santa Claus. We got you.
Correct. But as far as black people in Colombia, it's gonna be Black Baby Jesus, especially on the Pacific Coast.
Especially on the Pacific
Black
Coast.
Baby Jesus that brings us our gifts.
Man, respect.
I also provide services of translations in
That's
other
what I wanted to go to next. Okay, perfect.
For people who like are looking for property or things like that, you need a consultation. You need to meet with your lawyer, and they don't speak English.
Nice.
Or you need to meet with your property realtor, and they don't speak English. I'm here.
Okay, so you just have hourly consultation services language translation and consultation services for anything, just for English Spanish situations. So that's perfect.
Yes,
how did you start that business? How did you get started in that business? Like, what made you want to start that business?
So as far as my English classes, just a little background on me. I grew up in the U.S., of course. I lived there 20 years. That's why my English is perfect. Okay. I maintained my English because in Colombia, I've been an English teacher for about 16 years already. Okay. What else? And then there came a moment in my life where I was like, I'm just tired of doing the same thing. Like, there has to be more out there.
Right.
And YouTube started popping off.
Okay.
And a lot of people started popping off with their travels.
Okay.
And a friend just happened to tell me, like, hey, you should reach out to this YouTuber. And I did. I reached out to that one YouTuber, and he gave me an interview. Shout out to Ace Life. Thank you so much for that opportunity.
Oh, cool. That's what's up.
In 2018.
That
was way back in 2018.
Okay.
And when that happened, people just started reaching out to me through Instagram, like, hey, so you do tours in Cali? Let me hire you. I would love a tour, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, well, why don't I just make this like one of my other businesses as well? And honestly, it started to take off a lot in 2019. I was expecting 2020 to just be the bomb, but you know what bomb they dropped on us? So
that was that bomb, a whole nother kind of bomb, right?
That was that bomb. So then I was like, well, I could teach English online, or I could teach my tourists Spanish online. So then I got into teaching Spanish online in 2020, and I've been doing that ever since. I actually haven't been giving English classes anymore.
Isn't that something?
Only yesterday I did a volunteer thing with a group called, shout out to Empower the Barrios. They're based in Medellin. Shout out to my girl Michelle because she's doing a lot, getting donations, $7. That's all they ask for.
Wow.
They feed up to 100 families that are in vulnerable situations in Medellin. They started an English program for those kids as well. So I actually went and volunteered yesterday because I like to do those type of things. I feel that need to give back.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course, I love to make money and do my hustles and all of that. But there needs to be a moment where you need to be grateful for what you do and give back. So as soon as I saw Empower the Barrios and everything they were doing, I was like, I got to go to Medellin one time and give the kids class. And yesterday was awesome. I have to email the kids after our interview because I have some material that I want to send them for them to study. And the class was super great. And like I said, all you have to do is donate $7 and you will literally help feed a family.
Wow.
In Medellin. I'm actually thinking about starting something like that here in Cali.
I was going to say for Cali.
I have someone that is actually looking for someone to run that type of business. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to run the business.
Right.
I would rather be the person to participate.
I get you.
In the
help
business.
You kind of get the word out, help them with a little bit, maybe the management or something like that, but not necessarily run the business itself. That makes perfect
be
sense.
The head of taking care of those type of things.
Right.
I understand I could be a leader, but some responsibilities are just a lot more than I can handle.
and that's 100% valid. That's what more people. I think more people looked at things like that. I remember there's a famous book about that, like the whole purpose of like being able to say no and manage your responsibilities well, because you're also being fair to the other people. You're like, hey, I know I can't take all that on, and I would be doing you a disservice. But I can at least maybe help this way. So no, that's 100%. And if you do, once again, if you have links to, because I know I want to bring up and ask you about some of the other charities. A lot, you've been a part of a lot of different services, which is awesome. Yes. If you do have a link for this one in Medellin, definitely share that with me as well, and I'll make sure to put in the link in description, because I definitely want to make sure to support that.
I have the link to that, and I will definitely share it with you. Perfect. Now, the other lady that I've worked with in Cali, she's actually she's actually transgender.
Okay.
And during Christmas, she's a famous dancer.
Okay.
Like, she used to dance in all types of salsa shows and stuff like that. And lately, or for Christmas, every year she gives back to the kids on the block.
Okay.
She gathers donations to buy gifts, give the kids a snack.
Yeah.
That's what we call a compartir. Like, she just wants to share a moment with the kids. Okay. So in case they're not getting gifts at home or not getting a meal at home, like this year they passed out like a fried rice with drinks, and all the kids of different ages were able to receive at least one type of gift.
That's what's up.
And it felt great to be a part of that. I was really happy. It just feels good to give back to people who are in need.
Exactly.
Knowing that, not to say I'm not in need also, but I'm probably in a better position than they are.
100%.
And I do not mind giving back my time, my energy to those type of things at all.
That's fantastic. And a lot of times it is just time and energy. A lot of times that can help a great deal with people, especially with kids. If you just show that somebody's there for you, somebody cares about you, somebody's listening to you. Listening to people helps a great deal. That's why we talk about therapy and stuff like that all the time in life. Just listening to people, just having somebody to connect with. So no, you're doing great work in that, and definitely putting out not only great energy, but great work in actual productive work, helping people out.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And yeah, and I like that because I've seen that just firsthand with the people you were taking us around, and the people you were introducing us to. You have a good bond and good relationship with them. And like you said, it is a win-win overall. It's, once again, going back to the good energy, good vibes. It comes back to you, whether it's just through payment and also the experiences as well. So no, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to make sure I have all your contact information, but when you have a rough idea when that website will be up, because I want to make sure to put the link in the description. You have a rough idea when that website might be up? Or no?
Yes, okay. I want to say about the end of April.
End of April?
Around the end of April.
Okay.
Maybe right after Easter. I'm pushing for right after, between after Easter, end of the month. If I can do it possibly before then, even better.
Cool.
But in the meantime, anybody can email me.
Okay.
I sent you my link tree.
Yep, got it.
Well.
Got it.
And from there, you can automatically contact me through my WhatsApp.
Perfect.
My business WhatsApp or my IG. You can also check out different YouTube interviews that I've done over the years with other people.
I found a couple of them. I didn't know about the one with Ace, though. I'm going to find the one with Ace because I got the one with BMT. I believe you did one with... Did you do one with Andre, too? With Andre?
Yes, I've done a couple with Andre, actually. I did one that was 4 hours with Andre.
Okay, yeah, I got those links. I'm gonna look for the one with Ace too. I'm gonna look for that one. I'm gonna put all those in the description on the YouTube channel for sure.
I actually have to look for that one. Because I don't know if he still has it up.
Okay. I know Ace been pumping out content for years now.
Pumping up content a lot.
Yeah.
So that video might not be there anymore. You never know, but I'll try to look for it.
Okay.
And send it to you.
Okay.
Because that was really in his early days.
Okay, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
It was in his really, really early days. And that video ended up getting a lot of views that day because I guess we were talking or whatnot.
Well, dropping good info. Yeah, dropping good info. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of what I'm doing is make sure to just keep people informed of, how to start their businesses, but also working remotely, starting from scratch, and just kind of, once again, good energy. You know what I mean? And putting out good information to people. because there's so much about tourism and touring that some things I care for, some things I don't care for. It's like that's why I wanted the experience I got, and I can't wait to finish up the video from what I have, because it was just a lot of stuff just trying to download everything because it was such big files and edit them and everything. But I was like, everybody seeing my content on my phone, they're like, dude, tell me when that goes on YouTube. Tell me when that goes when that goes live, because it was some beautiful stuff we saw. So, and Cali is kind of not off the beaten path, but a lot of people weren't talking about Cali. But I saw it, I was like, that sounds like the city for me. It's a beautiful city.
Because one thing about Cali is that it's very low key.
Yeah,
you're not going to run into all the tours like you do.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to hate or anything,
No,
but
I know what you mean.
in regards to Cartagena and Medellin, it's just it's a tourist trap.
Yeah.
And then honestly, it's a lot of sexual tourism at the end of the day.
No,
these guys trying to haggle cheaper prices to get pee, but hey, to each their own. Just don't try to come holler at me to help you translate to get cheaper pee, because I don't want to go through the last experience I did, to where you pay for my flight, you pay for my hotel, you want me to come work with you, but then you don't call me back. I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, well, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Nah, are y'all okay?
Nah.
Did you get scopolamine me? Why didn't you call me back? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
I was just trying to get paid. I canceled my plans to come and work, and then I don't even get paid. Like, I'm over here in someone else's city, because this ain't even my city.
That's understandable. No, you have every right to be a little ticked off by this one. I ain't mad at you on that one. So.
I'm a little ticked off on that. I'm not counting or hoping that when they get home they pay me. If they do, awesome. That's just good karma will come back to you, because right now it's not.
No, it's respect. Not. No, you're 100% right, and that goes back to something.
You gotta be mindful.
Yeah, you got to be mindful of what you put out there. Always be mindful of what you put out there. But I was going to say, that also goes back to what you were saying about, certain people, like if they build a relationship with you, like you mentioned, you have another client that comes there every so often. They haven't been there maybe in a little while, but they come there every so often. That's the kind of client you build a rapport. Well, then I'll travel to another city, to help you out with translation services, language services or something like that. But when it's new clients like this,
right. I have a client that reached out, and he's been reaching out for over a year. We just haven't been able to link up.
Okay.
But he's thinking about buying property.
Okay.
And he's from Houston. Shout out to Houston.
There you go. H-Town.
My raised town. But I'm Texas raised all the way.
Respect that.
Southern hospitality.
Hey, Houston's a great city. I love Houston. That's my favorite city in Texas. I ain't gonna lie. And I've been to 3.
Really?
Oh, Houston's awesome.
I mean, Houston's awesome. Be the only one favorite, because Dallas. I'm not trying to downtown.
Dallas is okay. Dallas is okay, but no, Houston is real nice. I mean, it's real nice. Like great low key city. Really, they get it in, but they get it in, and they get it in like on a southern level. You know what I mean? I like that. It's a real laid back, chill way.
Third coast.
Exactly. No, it is. It's a good way of putting it. No, it's a great way of putting it actually. But go ahead. You're talking about your client
and
who's
the brother is from Houston, but he's also Caribbean.
Okay.
So the accents.
Yeah.
The accents are there, right?
Okay.
So he just wants to double check that everything that is on the table is understood for his property buy. So he's supposed to be flying me out to Cartagena for election weekend. So I got to be careful that I'm back in Cali by Sunday.
Gotcha.
So I did let him know that, I could come to Cartagena maybe Thursday to Saturday or something like that, just to double check that everything works out. Or maybe like Friday to Sunday, making sure I get in at least Sunday morning so that I'm able to vote in the afternoon. Because the left is the left, and they're trying to go for a more social type of environment.
Okay.
I don't know if it's good for Colombia or not.
Right.
But Colombians are tired of the democracy and everything that is coming with it, because every day we're getting poorer. Nothing is getting better for the middle class person at all.
Kind of the middle class kind of going away.
Yes, and the vulnerable people are getting more vulnerable, and the richer are getting richer.
Which is so funny in a democracy, right?
Society. Correct. So everyone's tired. Yeah. And all the young people who went out and protested last year, they're registered to vote this year.
There you go. So, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Hey,
we're going to see what happens.
This one thing I'll say. And I was going to say that's a good way to kind of close it out, but that's a really good point to bring up just in general is that that's what it takes. Like at the end of the day, these are the people who are going to be inheriting the country, right? So as long as I have no problem if they involved, hey, this is the country you're about to inherit, so you need to be involved. So prayerfully, they make the decision for the Colombia that they want, and I would say the same thing to Americans. Make the decision for the country that you want, not the country you used to be, not trying to take it back. It's a bunch of young people. Get your butt out there, get involved, get active, learn about what's going on, educate yourself, and then...
I don't do night tours.
Okay.
You can include this in there. I don't really do the night tours anymore.
Don't do the night tours.
I don't want to have a scraggly looking face in the morning.
Right.
Or have to jump up and do a tour with you when I'm dying from the night before because we drank until 5 or 3 or 5 in the morning.
Got you.
Y'all are better than me. I'm old. I'm not going to say I'm old, but I'm getting up there to that 4th floor. And I need at least 1 day of rest.
I respect that. I respect
Give me
that.
1 day of rest.
At
least, and then I'll be ready to go the next day.
Gotcha.
For sure.
So that's perfect. So no night tours. Understood.
Yes, I definitely have a recommendation for night tours. Shout out to Julian.
Yes.
And his Cali, Colombia tours.com.
Yes.
Just put it out there.
For sure.
You guys that want to have that night experience in Cali, you want to go look for it.
Julian
beautiful girls and stuff like that. Holla at Julian, okay?
Got you.
I'm just a day tour guide, okay? If you want to go and party with me, that's a different story.
Whole other thing.
I might let you know where I'm at. I might let you come through to where I'm at. I might tell Julian where I'm at. But most of the time, I'm trying to keep it professional.
Exactly.
You know, let's do our tours. You want to give me a YouTube interview, you want to record whatever, let me know, and we can do that. I only do night tours upon special requests and payment up front. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you definitely want to do that.
Payment up front.
And only in Cali, not coming out to do it in Medellin.
Only in Cali. Yeah, I'm not gonna go out to Medellin, guys. Like just only in Cali. Keep in
business. I mean, that's a lot of people talk about being about business, but they're not really about that. You know, they can't really get that down pat. But no, I appreciate your time, Dee. We got right at the point, which is perfect. It's right at the 3. But no, once again, I just want to say
thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Well, thank you also for just being as cool as you are. And that was a cool experience. Like I said, I'm coming back out just for the Buenaventura portion, you know. I'm just coming out just for that tour. But the main thing I wanted to do is just share, like I said, just a really cool person, really good energy, really good information. Because I know and that's one thing, I'm a research fool. So I research. That's why I knew about Ace and Andre and all these cats beforehand, because I was looking at all their videos and stuff, and just immediately got in contact with you. It's like, okay, see, a lot of
like I said, you know, if anyone needs assistance, you got questions about Colombia, you just don't know like where to go, where to stay at. I have Airbnb lists I can share with you from Cartagena, from Medellin, from Cali. You know, I have contacts in both cities and Cali as well, because that's just where I'm at. I'm the plug in Cali. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't come to Cali and not holler at Dee, basically.
Thank you so much for watching this interview. I had a pleasure meeting and interviewing Dee with Travel with Dee. She is an absolute amazing entrepreneur and small business owner. And let me tell you right now, whether it's your first time going to Cali, Colombia, or you've been there multiple times, you definitely want to book a tour with Dee, because the experiences that she has set up are absolutely amazing. Will give you a great new perspective on the city, whether you've been there, like I said, a bunch of times, you've never been there before. Fantastic person, great energy, and just like what we're establishing here, she has a great network of other entrepreneurs that she works with down there to help along with the experience. Great tours, food, dancing, transportation, safe, sound traveling. Fantastic time. Thanks once again, Dee. And make sure you, as a viewer, you lock into this channel right here. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every week I'm dropping either a new tutorial, a review, or an interview with a fantastic business owner. And all of this comes from what I'm setting up with the Ambition Show podcast. So sharing a lot of the interviews from the podcast right here on this channel as well. Be sure to lock in and subscribe here. That way you get all the knowledge drops, all the information, but additionally, the tutorials and the reviews of different tools that I use to create content, that I use to help out my clients as a digital marketing professional. You definitely want to make sure you do not miss out right here on the Brand Builders channel here on YouTube. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you around. Peace.